the public. Mr. Garrett.
There it is. Good afternoon. Merry Christmas to you all. I like to come and thank you when I can. I'd like to come and thank you guys for serving in this commission, for the job that you do. I, as a citizen, appreciate everything that you do. I think Davidson County is a very well-run election process. I'm familiar with some of the other counties. I know there is discontent in some of these other counties, but I do not see it here in Davidson County. And for that, excuse me, I thank you each and every one. Chairman Delanis, if he was here, I would thank him. And Dan, if he was here, I would also thank him, because I think you guys do a very fine job in that. I am working on some legislation next year that will impact you to a degree. It's going to impact Coordinator of Election Mark Goings a little bit more, in that we're going to talk about absentee ballots in Tennessee. I'm just giving you a little heads up on that. We're going to make I'm going to suggest that there be legislation to make a slight change there. And it's not major. I think it probably has a good chance of flowing through without much objection, but I just want to give you a heads up on that. So that's all I have, gentlemen. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you, and ladies.
You too, Mr. Garrett.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett. I appreciate those words, those kind words from the commissioners, and we want to thank you for the work that you do too as a poll official. Without the poll officials, I'm not so sure if our job would be as easy as it would. But for thanking you and for all who else may be listening, and also, you know, the workers of the Davidson County Election Commission, they do such a fantastic job as well. But thank you very much for those kind words. Next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the September the 22nd meeting. I'll let the commissioners take a look at that before we take a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes of the September 22nd. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. Thank you. We'll move right along. We want to have the call for the March 5th presidential preference primary, county primary, and the Berry Hill and municipal election.
Mr. Chairman, your motion would be to allow the county primary and the Berry Hill election to coincide with the regularly scheduled presidential primary on March 5th.
Okay. Could I get a motion on that effect?
So moved.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hertzfeld.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. The approval of primary elections, number 4, approved county primary and Berry Hill municipal candidates who met the December the 14th qualifying deadline for the March 5th ballot. The withdrawal deadline is noon, December the 21st, I'm sorry, 21st.
Mr. Chairman, included in your packet number 4 is a list of all candidates for the county primary and the Berry Hill election. The state will forward to us all of the presidential preference primary candidates that we will then add to the ballot. The motion would need to reflect the change that the state would add, and then also the withdrawal deadline that will happen later this week.
You heard the explanation. Anyone will make a motion?
Motion to approve based on the recommendation from the AOE.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Davis, second by Commissioner Hertzfeld. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No, the ayes have it. Thank you. Approval for the poll officials on March the 5th election.
Mr. Chairman, this will be for all of our current active poll officials that have the potential to work the March 5th election.
Make a motion to approve?
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Hertzfeld, second
Second.
by Commissioner Davis. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. And those are disapproved? Ayes have it. Thank you. Moving on along, approval for early vote schedules and location for March the 5th election.
Mr. Chairman, if you will look in your packet, included in there, and number 6 is a schedule identifying the locations and dates and times. The times have not changed. The dates beginning February the 14th through the 27th. We do have one holiday in there that will be observed. All locations will open for the entire period. Please note at the bottom, we have some changes of locations. The Goodlettsville Community Center will move to the Goodlettsville Library. The Bellmead location will move to Hillwood High School. The HOB Sonny West Conference Room will move just next door to the Metro office building on the first floor. And the Y location on Gallatin Pike will move to the South Inglewood Community Center, just pretty close, right behind the Y. What we're trying to do is increase capacity at all of our locations because our early voting numbers are picking up. We anticipate large voter turnout during the presidential cycle. It will also, at these facilities, give us room to get everyone inside, out of the elements, because we know March can be either very cold or maybe a little stormy. So that's a summary of the changes that we made for March, August, and November elections as far as early voting goes.
Commissioner Hertzfeld.
And are we going to be publicizing this to death so everyone will know in the entire city and they'll be tired of hearing about our
Yes,
change of
as soon
location?
as you approve the schedule, we will be making every effort to get that word out. We also have signage that we'll be putting at the old locations, notifying of the new locations. A little additional signage at the new locations to make sure people can find them. So we're trying to accommodate everything we can think of to make sure that voters can find these new locations.
Commissioner Davis.
No questions.
Okay. I do have one. On the Howard School, the new location we'll be doing it. I know we do have people that work the polls and work the candidates. Where would they stand at that particular point? Would it be on the sidewalk? Or?
Well, they're going to have to be outside the 100-foot boundary.
Mm-hmm.
So we will draw the 100-foot boundary, and anywhere, there's some grassy locations on both sides of the entrance, I think that would probably accommodate the 100-foot boundary. But besides that, be very similar to what we have today, just really rotated 90 degrees as far as the location goes.
And I guess, I was just concerned about the safety because I know that's a ingress and regress right on that corner where they'll be coming in at.
Right. So our the entrance to the building is in the center of the building, so you're going to have to get pretty deep into the parking lot before you actually get to the location where you will make entrance into the building.
Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
And is this the same number of days and hours that we've done in the past?
It is the same except for the presidential primary. The law requires us to have a 7-day period instead of 5. So you have fewer days for the primary than we would normally have for an election because of the state statute.
I don't think I understood that, sorry.
The statute requires that early voting ends 7 days before
I got you.
the election day.
So we're doing less days because we're cut off earlier before the election.
Correct. And we have a holiday in the middle of the period. So being open for every location for the full time, we're hoping that will accommodate every voter. And with the larger locations, people can get inside if inclement weather. That's our goal.
And it's 12 days. It's actually, okay, yeah, it's 11 days because the President's Day is closed.
That's correct.
And what do we normally do?
Normally, we have 14 days.
Could we do it? Could we add on a couple extra days earlier?
The statute defines very clearly, it starts 20 days before
I see.
and ends 7 days before the election day.
Okay, so that's state law that says that that's our early voting period for presidential primary.
Correct.
Okay, great.
And that way, we're the same as every county as far as the period.
Perfect, and that clarifies it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next on the agenda is scheduling the locking of provisional ballots and the security.
Excuse me, yeah, we think we need a motion on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Okay, give me a chance here.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, make a motion. We do have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. We have scheduled for locking for provisional ballots and security bags and boxes and absentee ballots and the security bins for the March 5th election. The suggested time is Thursday, January the 4th at 9 a.m. at the Green Hills Room at Metro Southeast. I think that Commissioner Burns and I will be the ones that will be securing those locks and those bags, and we both have agreed to that unless somebody else has got some reason to make a change for that. Nobody. Okay.
I'll make a motion to set.
Got a motion? Can I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it. We got scheduled for absentee counting board for March the 5th. Suggested time for that is Tuesday, March the 5th at 9 a.m., 2024, in Green Hills Room, Metro Southeast.
I'll make a motion.
Make a motion. A motion. We have a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. We got a lot of time. Schedule opening for provisional bags and boxes for March the 5th. Suggested time and date, Wednesday, March the 6th, 2024 at 9 a.m. in the Green Hills Room, Metro Southeast.
I'll make a motion.
A motion's been made.
Second.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Schedule for the provisional counting board for March 5th election. Suggested time March the 13th at 9 a.m. The Green Hills Room, Metro Southeast.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion and we have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Let's see, we are down to
Certification.
certification, 11. Okay, we're down to 11. This is to certify the March 5th election. Suggested time and dates is March the 19th, or Friday, March the 22nd at 3 p.m. here at the Sonny West building. Those are the suggested times.
I guess question would be for AOE, which probably serves us best from past experience?
We're good with either day. What we're trying to do is make sure we can get this room, have it televised, so that when you do certify, the public can see you actually taking that action. So that's why we chose those 2 days. They're open right now. We've got them reserved, so we will drop one of those once you pick a date.
Well, I guess, 3 months out, I guess we need to look at our calendars real fast.
Sure.
So, I'm good with either date, but I know everybody else normally has issues.
What date do you have? You suggest with both days, you're good with both days?
Yeah, I'm good with both dates.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why I said, that's why I said everybody needs to probably look at the calendar real fast.
Sure.
One's a Tuesday, one's
It's
a
a
Friday,
Friday.
so,
Mr. Chairman, I'm available either day.
What about you, counsel?
Yeah, I'm available too. I just note that 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon is probably going to be some nasty traffic. So if we're all available
Tuesday.
both days, maybe we should do Tuesday, because my guess is that traffic's going to be a bear.
That's a good idea.
Okay, do I have a motion?
All right, so a motion for the certification for March 19th at 3 p.m. that Tuesday?
Sure.
2024?
Sure.
That's the motion.
We have a motion for March the 19th for certification. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Now we're down to the AOE's report.
Mr. Chairman, we also have some election day changes for
Okay.
locations. These are where the current location has told us that they would prefer not to participate any longer. So Temple Baptist Church will be replaced by DuPont Hadley Middle School. I don't have this list. I can provide it to everyone by email.
Okay.
You said that's going to
It's-
be DuPont Hadley?
Temple Baptist will move to DuPont Hadley Middle School. The Bellevue United Methodist Church, we had 2 locations, 2 precincts at that one location. One will move to the Bellevue Library. The other will move to Bellevue Christian Church. Both of those locations are very close to the current location. I was just told by Mr. French that we have another that just notified us today. That'll be Whitsett Baptist Church. And we will be looking for another location to place that. One option may be that we have that precinct located in our building at MSC in the other conference room. We already have one in a conference room. We would just open up the second conference room for a polling location. We mentioned trying to improve the capacity. Yes, sir.
Can I ask, what, I'm sure y'all got a procedure in terms of notifying voters from those precincts where they'll be going?
Right. Every voter will receive a letter from us explaining what's happening, and they'll receive a new voter registration card with their new information on it. So like the 3 that we announced today, those will go out probably the second week in January. We want to get past Christmas so that people don't get it mixed up with their Christmas mailings. And hopefully we'll have the 4th one identified for sure by then, so everyone will get a new registration card.
What color are the cards?
They are white, but they are in heavy cardstock.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's Clara.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad to get a heavier stock because I think most of the time the people have been throwing them away. They didn't really.
And keep in mind, this will come not just as the folded over registration card. It will come in an envelope with a letter that explains why they're getting a new voter registration card. So, And it will say something on the outside, open immediately, election information, or something like that that tells them it's important.
Well, let me ask you something. I don't know if it's too late for the design or not, but on the top, could it have some kind of little logo, Metro logo or something that identifies the election?
The letter will have, once you open up the envelope, the letter will have the Metro logo on there.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Also mentioned that we're trying to increase the capacity at all of our early voting sites. We're looking into right now trying to upgrade the switches that control the speed of how quickly our clerks can look up people. We're hoping to upgrade those to speed that process along because we know November election is going to be a big turnout. So that's in the works. We also have just purchased batteries that, I don't know if you remember or not, but we had two sites, or more than two sites. Some sites out in the Bellevue area that lost power for a couple hours the last election. We're going to have at our supply depots some heavy-duty batteries that we can send out to actually run the printers. They're the only thing that does not have a built-in battery. So we'll have those on location. We also are exploring right now the ability to send at these supply depots, they will have ballot marking devices, not in the cards, but like a carry case type, that they don't have any election information or ballots loaded on them. So if we have one that goes down or we have an issue, they can quickly take that over, take the stick out that loads that election out of the one that's not working, drop that into a replacement. We think that'll speed up the process, especially for November, when we're going to need every machine we've got up and running all the time. If we can get that out there quicker, that's what our goal is. And we have right now planned 7 supply depots across the county. So you can imagine Goodlettsville area, be much better for us to have something at a supply depot in that area than coming from MSC at rush hour, either morning or afternoon. So that's the plan.
Do we have a question? Do we have a workup protocol? Obviously, we're hearing about this now. Just if that were to happen, we do have a protocol for that.
Right. We're developing the protocol so they would be instructed what to do all along the way. We're not sending out something ahead of time that tells him how to do this. They would essentially be on their phone with Will, Jeremy, somebody that, you know.
But we'll have a protocol in place. And you can,
most definitely.
Okay.
Yes, right.
So you can get back to us on that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my concern.
Okay. We're still recruiting poll officials. One of the things that we've been able to do with Metro HR, because we can do all the paperwork online now, we can get the person signed up in for a orientation class all within a week. So that gives us a lot more room to get the people in, on board, trained up before an election. So we're looking to add more people right up until election day if we need them.
I've got one for you.
Yes, sir.
I'm just kidding. I said I've got a worker for you.
Oh, you've got a worker for me. Okay. All right.
I have a question.
Just kidding.
Yes, ma'am.
How are we doing on machines for November? I mean, I know it's a ways off, but
Right.
those presidentials are tough.
So, back in July, well, really back last January, we included in our budget a request for enough money to buy more ballot marking devices, more scanners, more EPBs to beef up our inventory. So all of those will be in the mix. In fact, they've already been delivered. And we tested out the scanners the last election, just to make sure we're good to go. So those are already in the mix, and we'll be using them as we ramp up for the election. Now, one of the things we're also working on, the printers that we use for Election Day, the small thermal Dymo printers, they are approaching end of life, and the company that makes them is not replacing them, so we can't buy additional. But we've worked with Metro Finance, and we have already ordered replacements for those, and we're just waiting on the state to update the EPBs we have to put the drivers on there for those printers. We've probably got enough to make it through March, but August and November, we're gonna need extra. You know, we don't wanna be right at the edge as we approach those elections. We need to have extras. So that's the game plan. We think we're out ahead of issues that we might see. We just need a few more things to come together, and we'll be good to go. Mr. Chairman, I think that's all of my report today.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda, by state law, we have to review cards every quarter. And right now, we're going to take somewhat of a recess. We're not going to go completely off, but we're going to count these cards for those who may be watching or looking in the audience here waiting. So we'll take, I'm not sure how long it will take, but we'll take a few minutes to count these, review these cards.
That's a federal form. They don't have the felony question on there.
That's right. We're back in session. We have reviewed the cards and made necessary recommendations if there were any. We didn't seem to find any, and everything looks really great. At this point, we have completed our agenda, and Ms. Hirschfeld,
Motion to adjourn.
we have a motion to adjourn, and do we have a second?
You have a second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, and everyone have a safe and wonderful Christmas and holiday. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.